Hi, welcome back to Gaming for Gamers, to another rainy day in London and nor in a rainy alley. Actually, just for reference purposes, the reason she's always, often in this alley is because she's actually an actress and she is performing at this theatre. So when you go and select where she's on the map, she's automatically next to the theatre, so that's why she's often in this alley. She doesn't hang around in alleys. Anyway, today's crazy gaming news. It's actually something that doesn't affect me at all, but I know it affects a lot of people, so I'm going to talk about it, and when I talk about it you'll understand what doesn't affect me, because I've said this many times on the channel. It's the fact that they're considering, and it's linked to Grand Theft Auto 6, which is another thing that doesn't affect me. I've played the first one back in the day, not much, not my kind of thing, not because anything wrong with the game. I'm just not very good at driving games like that kind of game, so it's not something I've played a lot, but I know it's very popular. Anyway, so I understand from some things I've seen online that the new Grand Theft Auto game is coming out. That's probably a sign for rejoicing for many people, and they're looking at the possibility of making it a £100 game. Because it's obviously going to be popular. I'm sure that I've seen different things. I'm not going to comment a lot on it because I don't know Grand Theft Auto that well, like I said, so I can't say what's in all the previous content, but I've looked at little things online where they're saying they're going to tone down the jokes and tone down some of the humour because of wokeism. I can't say whether that's true, I can't say how the games were before, but that's not the point of this video. I'm sure it'll be very popular anyway. It's a very popular series, and they're looking at the idea that they can possibly charge up to £100 for this game, or $100, whichever, because they can. I think it's obvious that the gaming industry has lost tons of money making crap games and woke games and throwing money at live service games just so they're greedy so they can make more money, because the gaming industry, more than any other industry in the world, is greedy. And now they've wasted lots of money on being greedy and being stupid. They think, let's get it back from the gamers who we've already scammed off for rubbish games already and live service games, so that we didn't continue support for, etc, etc. So that's kind of the basis for this idea. I think the premise is that they're thinking, or it's been mooted in different sources, that they're thinking they can charge £100 for a very popular game that probably will sell very well even if they did charge £100, because it's a well-known franchise, and then move the bar up for general gaming to £100, and that's all manner of stupid and wrong. Number one, because they're the people that have caused any problems in the industry. It's not to do with gaming in general losing sales and woke games, and concentrated on live service games that were all just a cash grab, or badly made cash grabs at that, and that's why they've lost so much money. So it's not because they're having to struggle because of anything gamers have done, it's because of what they've done. So that's the first point. And the second thing is that, well, there's 3 points actually. The second thing is that games are already expensive, and I don't buy new games ever, so that's why I say it doesn't really affect me, and I will never buy a new game. Even if there was a second Watch Dogs Legion, and if you've ever watched this, you'll know a lot. Obviously I play the game in video to make videos for the channel. I love this game, it's my favourite game. If there was a Watch Dogs Legion 2 that was shown to be better than this game, better than the first game, I would still not buy it new, even if it was $70 or $50 or £50, because I don't buy new games. It's not worth the money. You can wait for 6 months and get a game on sale, and there's plenty of good games on sale. That's how I look at it, and I can't afford to buy £100 games or £70 games anyway. So it doesn't affect me, but it will affect a lot of people, and £100 is a lot of money. I mean, obviously it's not a lot of money for Elon Musk or Richard Branson, but it's a lot of money for normal people working normal jobs. And I'm not talking about people working just basic wage jobs or minimum wage jobs. It's a lot of money for people with reasonable jobs. The £100 for a game is a huge amount of money, and bearing in mind, there's lots of games where you may not play. I buy games all the time on the PlayStation sale. Okay, they're cheap, but I buy games I never play, or I play for an hour and don't like. So there's no guarantee you'll like a game, even if you've researched it completely, watched every video about it on YouTube. I've done that before with games, and when I've got to play them, I just didn't like them that much. So it's a huge amount of money for something you may not like, even if it's a franchise you like. And we've seen with Assassin's Creed, for example, where, you know, Assassin's Creed franchises changed into Odyssey and Origins, and people didn't quite like that. So even if you know the franchise, you may not like the next game in the franchise. And the third point is that maybe Grand Theft Auto and other massively popular franchises can take a hike in price. But most games can't. Most games, even popular games, won't take a hike in price, and that's not counting the fact that now, for example, Dragon Age would have probably been a popular game if it hadn't been exposed as being woke. You'll have all this beforehand where the games are known to be woke or rubbish, whichever it might be, probably both, and people won't buy them. So if people are unsure whether to buy a game now, because it's £70 new and it looks like it might be woke, it looks like it might be rubbish, it looks like it might have been a live service game to start with, etc, 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 then they're even less likely to buy a £100 game. So every part of this is madness. It's madness and crazy. And I think I read somewhere on YouTube this week that the budget for Grand Theft Auto 6 was like $1 billion, something ridiculous. It may not be $1 billion, but it's a lot of money. And you thought, well, if it costs that much to make a game, then don't spend that much. No game is worth that much money to make. And if you have to spend that much money, just reel it back. Spend less money on making games, cut back the open world, everything, just make it slightly cheaper, because it's ridiculous that there's a level now where they're kind of churning out games. You know, we see it with Suicide Squad and Concord and Dragon Age of Veilguard and Avowed, and we can go through Redfall and these limitless games I could talk about, where they've chucked absolutely millions of dollars, pounds at a game that's basically been flawed from the start. And if they'd given it to 20 regular gamers, they could all have told them what was wrong with the things. And it's not just about woke, it's about bad content, annoying characters, ugly characters, games that just didn't fit with the previous franchise, etc, 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 etc. So it's ridiculous, but as we know from the gaming industry, they are just greedy and they don't care. So I think it will probably happen at some point, because we've already seen with woke and with live service and everything else, the gaming industry have no sense. They're just greedy for money and they don't care what they do, and that's how it's going to be. Anyway, that's today's gaming news. Thanks for watching Gaming for Gamers. Till next time, take care for now.